What's the buzzo, cuzzo? Yeah.
What's up, everybody? This is the Cuzzo Buzzo. Welcome to the new Cuzzos that we got. I seen we got a few new subscribers. Did you see that?
I did. I did. Thank you guys. We appreciate it so much. And please speak up. Let us know who you are, where you from, what city you from.
Yeah, make sure you do that because if you don't, then we'll never be able to get back to you. And if we're never able to get back to you, then do you really exist?
I don't know. I don't think they do. Maybe they're like spam.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know, man. I don't
Hey,
know,
but
but
look though, check this out. My stomach is rumbling. So let's get down to the topics at hand. Yee. Hold on. I'm gonna stop talking so they can see you dancing.
oh yeah, you want to see me dance? Oh, you want to see me dance? Oh, look, they're gonna see all my notes and stuff right there. Let me make sure you guys didn't just see like some super classified information. But I do got a couple notes on this episode right now. What we do want to talk about, we want to dive right into it. Oh, and by the way, if you're new here, do make sure you subscribe. And yeah, you got
Yeah,
to
give us
subscribe.
a follow, please. Tell your friends, tell your sister, your aunt, your mom, your brother, your dad, your cousin. I don't care. Tell everybody, man. Just you know what? Come holla at us, man. We cool ass people. We just chilling. We over here for you guys. Right now, I could be eating, and my cousin could be working right now. But you know what? He stepped away from work for a minute because you know what? At the end
Yep.
of the day, this is our job right now for 30 minutes. You
Hey
guys,
man, you know what the cool thing that I like about doing this podcast, the Cuzzo or the Buzzo. I keep saying, I always get it all confused, the Cuzzo
oh
Buzzo, but
yeah,
it's the Buzzo Cuzzo. But the thing I really like about this is that we could just be ourselves. We don't got to compromise who we are for nobody. This is completely ran by us, and so it's pretty cool. Hey, cuz, but what I want to do is jump right into this. I want to talk about the Ryan Garcia versus the Avery Sparrow. You know how it got canceled and everything. Avery Sparrow ended up having a warrant out for his arrest, so they ended up canceling the fight. And so Ryan Garcia, he ended up having some beef with Golden Boy a couple of days ago. And the last time we touched up on this, I'm not sure if you're up to date on what happened yesterday, but yesterday, like, it literally took one day. He ended up squashing the whole beef with Golden Boy literally in one day. He said now he has one of the most lucrative prospect deals in boxing history. I'm not sure how, I'm not sure how for real that is, but that's what they're saying.
right. Okay. Um, all I have to say is I think that for Golden Boy, this was a smart move to lock him up.
Hmm.
However, I don't think it's 100% legit at all. I do not feel that they are doing this with the best intention for Ryan Garcia. I believe they're doing this so that nobody else will snag him and take him under their wing. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think that Ryan Garcia definitely let this get to him because the way he came about it and announced what was going on was
Right.
definitely like somebody younger. It wasn't somebody that definitely was on the path to stardom. I mean, he could easily have said, "Listen, my fans, I had a problem with the promotion. This is exactly what's going on. I'm gonna give you guys some more detail, but just so you know, I am here to fight. Who do you think I should fight next?" But instead, he went out there and really tried to explain himself, but to a point to where he almost had to justify as though he was wrong and he was trying to make it right. We really don't know what happened. We don't know what the real beef was about. I mean, unless you have heard something, I personally have not heard anything on what it really was about. So, I mean, please chime in if you had, but otherwise, I haven't. I feel at this game point, I feel like for him, there shouldn't be any beefs right now. There shouldn't be anything. He's so up there and they're moving him along. There should be no room for any problems. None whatsoever. He's on the path to stardom. And whatever they did to cause this problem, it needs to be addressed. And I don't think it can be addressed in one day.
Well, this is the reason why a part of me kind of feels like this was all a publicity stunt. And in this day and age, with the younger generation knowing how to manipulate social media, a part of me feels like Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya kind of planned this out just to get a big promotion going. I mean, who knows? I mean, they got the money to pay off Avery Sparrow, maybe the whole warrant for his arrest wasn't even real. Like, who knows? Maybe this was just all a way to promote the Ultimate Picture, and the Ultimate Picture being now, he's actually the co-main event for the Canelo versus Sergey Kovalev, which was announced just a couple of days ago. And so after they put their differences to the side supposedly and re-sign for another couple of years and squash their beef, their so-called beef, because I'm not even sure if it was real, because I don't know about you, but if they had some real beef, then like you said, how can it be figured out in one day? But now,
literally one day, because look, there's people that get in arguments that are family members, like blood, and they might not squash it for one day. You'd be pissed off at somebody for a month,
right? But
it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Unless it's all about the money for this kid. He is young. He's young. He's got a family.
Right. Well, that was the initial argument, was that he wasn't getting paid enough, because on his last fight, there was said to be a $1 million licensing fee for the fight. So somebody put up the money, right? And Ryan Garcia was the main event, but he only received 50,000. So that was the whole big ordeal. He was like, wait, look, I know I'm a prospect, and I know that's why I'm only getting paid 50,000, but I'm in a unique situation because I have, 3 point whatever amount of followers on Instagram. And the fact is, yes, he is just a prospect, but he's in a weird situation because he can sell tickets, like as if he could sell more tickets than some of the top ranked fighters right now.
I agree. Look, there's no denying it. His stardom is huge. He's a great fighter, man. I love to watch him fight. Me and you followed him from the gate.
That's true.
We talked about him. We always said, hey, look at this kid right here. He's a good fighter. He's definitely worth money, and I think they should pay him money. When everybody else is making millions upon millions of dollars, pay this kid some money, and then also throw him some actual other, good fighters that can actually give him a run for his money, because nobody wants to see a lopsided fight. And I feel like he's going to have to step it up from now on.
Well, that's the thing, for this fight that he has on the co-main event of the Canelo versus Sergey Kovalev. This is supposed to be like a step up fight for him, which is actually kind of different than what we've been seeing lately, because a lot of these big fighters, and they've been getting these huge deals, right? But their first fight has been like a tune-up fight, or somebody that the promoter knows that person is going to beat. And for Ryan Garcia's first fight, he's getting a step-up fight. A lot of people may not know this yet, but he's going to fight this guy named Romero Duno, who is actually a known power puncher. And I think his record is 20-1, but he has like a 73% knockout ratio. So usually for your first fight on a new deal is not some massive power puncher. So I think that this is his step-up fight, and it's going to be on a big platform, because he's doing a co-main event against Canelo versus Kovalev, which in my opinion is going to be a huge fight. And the reason it's going to be a huge fight, because Canelo is going up 2 weight classes to do light heavyweight. And I'm going to say this now just because I want to get it out there on YouTube, and I want to tell people, hey, look, I said this and I called it out first. And this is completely like away from the Ryan Garcia subject, but I gotta say this, man. So just imagine this. I know some people will call me crazy, but so Canelo naturally walks around at 183. So he's gonna fight for the light heavyweight title against Sergey Kovalev. Okay, so let's say he wins the lightweight title against Sergey Kovalev, and now he has a light heavyweight title under his name. Let's say Andy Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua again. All right. What if, I know people are going to call me crazy, and I understand boxing, and I know this normally would never happen, but what if Canelo says, I want to go up another weight class, skips cruiserweight, and says, I want Andy Ruiz for the heavyweight title? Because he could probably never mind. I'm just gonna shut up. Never mind. Just forget.
I don't
forget I said anything, man.
That, man. I mean, that's I don't know that. Hey, I mean, anything is possible. He definitely would have to keep eating the beef that he was eating before. Look, that boy's gonna have the ultimate cows to eat if he wants to catch up to Andy Ruiz.
Anyways, man, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of haters for saying what I just
Probably
said.
are, but listen though, guys. Look, we want to tell you this. Don't look. We can say things. Everybody can have their own opinion. Nobody has to hate on each other. He can have his opinion. I can have mine. There's no reason to call somebody names or go at him and say this and that. Look, if you believe you're right, then you have nothing to prove to me. You are right. Okay. If you say yes, that can happen. You know, Canelo can move up and fight Andy Ruiz, and you know what? You're right. Maybe he can. I don't know. I'm not psychic. I can't tell you if you can or can't. I'm not going to hate on you. You're entitled
Hey,
to your own opinion.
I gotta ask you though, cause how
Yes.
big does the cow have to be for Canelo to end up doing that one day?
Has to be like 5 cows in one. Has to be the ultimate genetic cow. I
The
mean, look,
ultimate genetic.
that's you know, actually I was reading today. Never mind. Go ahead. Let's keep on topic. I don't want to jump off topic.
Well, I think that's all we want to talk about with the whole Ryan Garcia thing is
Yeah, I
they
think
ended
so
up
too.
school.
I'm not really impressed with Duno's record though. I mean, I am impressed with the number. I'm just a lot of the fighters that I've seen him get that number from. I mean, I think I have it here on Box Rec
Oh,
right here.
you
And
pulled up Romero Duno.
yes, correct. And dang man, I had it and I literally took off. Oh, here we go, right here. But you know, out of all those wins that he has, I mean, if you go all the way from 2014, I mean, we're talking about he's fighting guys that are 4-10, 6-15, 6-31, you know, 6 wins, 31 losses, 19 wins, 12 losses, 21 wins, 16 losses, and this is all the way up to 2016. So you know, if you take away all those and you just get to his real good numbers,
Yeah,
it's not 21-1. And
right.
I think that's what they're looking at. They're looking like, oh yeah, he is. You know, he has all these this great record, but honestly, I mean, he's fighting guys who had more losses than wins, or had almost identical amount of wins to losses. So I don't think it's a fair assessment. I think it's a smart move on them to fight him. Like I said, anything can happen. This is fighting, man. One punch, you're out of there. So with that
True
being
that.
said, it
True
definitely
that.
happened one time. He has a chance. He definitely has a chance. I've been proved wrong, and we have been proved wrong with the Tyson Fury fight. Well, I was proved wrong. I really thought Tyson Fury was gonna just nail this thing completely. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a good one for Duno and Ryan Garcia. How you feeling?
Well, hopefully, I'm rooting for Ryan Garcia.
Me too.
He's definitely a star in the making. So I'm hoping that that all goes through. And shout out to him. What I also wanted to talk to you about today was the Logan Paul versus the KSI. Do you know about that fight at all?
So you know what? Listen, I'm gonna be honest. No, and that's what I love about this because I asked you while I was at work. I said, hey, can you pick some topics and kind of go over some things? And you know what? Shoot me with something that I might not know about, so I can be schooled on a few things. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know about the Logan Paul. So no, I don't. So please school me. Talk to me about it. Talk to the listeners about it, and you know, I'll chime in as necessary.
For sure, man. So basically, a lot of people on YouTube are going to know who these people are, but let me just kind of tell you, Logan Paul and KSI, these guys are not boxers, but they're YouTubers who have had a beef for some time. So last year they did a boxing match and they had it on YouTube pay-per-view and they did 1.4 million buys. Okay, that's a lot. That's more than a fight with some actual boxers, right?
Really? Okay.
So these guys had a fight and it was a draw, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a draw. I have to double check that. I'm
I
pretty sure it was a draw. Yeah, you could double check that. So so they wanted to do a rematch for this fight, but so the zone, they're seeing this as a money grab. Well, they haven't said that, but I mean, all in all, why else would an actual boxing platform put on some YouTubers on their app? So they sign these guys for X amount of dollars or whatever. But for them to do that, they're going to go ahead and take off the headgear and they're going to do their pro debuts on the zone.
Okay.
Now, the funny thing about this is they're going to put
Was a draw.
action. Okay, yeah. So they
It looks like it was a majority draw.
okay, yeah. And so us actual boxing fans, like a lot of boxing fans, there's no way they'll ever take this serious. They'll never take this fight serious. Okay. So the fact that it's going to be on DAZN is actually kind of a joke, but they're, in my opinion, looking at this as like a money grab. But here's the kind of messed up thing is that they're going to put some actual boxers, people who have been boxing all their life, on the undercard. And that's where it gets kind of weird to me, is because, okay, Logan Paul and KSI, these guys, they're YouTubers. They've never been boxers in their life, right? They might have, trained a little bit or whatnot and what have you, but these guys are headlining a boxing card, okay? But here's kind of the cool thing about this. Yes, the boxing fans are going to look at this and be like, are you serious? Come on, these guys aren't boxers. You're going to put some actual boxers on the undercard. It's kind of disrespectful. But I'll be honest with you, it's kind of a smart promotion move, in my opinion, for DAZN and Eddie Hearn to line this up, because they're looking at it as kind of like a crossover and kind of like a big promotion thing. If they want to turn some boxers into stars, they're figuring, all right, let's put them on the undercard of these guys who are going to draw in millions of people to come and watch, because Logan Paul and KSI are actually really, really popular, and they're going to bring a lot of people to come watch. So, of course, not everybody's going to stick, but all in all, I do think it's kind of a good idea, and they'll probably bring some new fans to the boxing world, honestly. But as far as like the real boxing enthusiasts go, I can see why they would find it kind of like a farcical kind of fight. Like, it's like they're like, seriously. But let me ask you this though: if you're looking at that like it's some kind of a joke of a fight, then I don't understand why people don't show Ryan Garcia a little more respect, because Ryan Garcia is actually somebody with an amateur pedigree and he can actually fight. So if those guys could get a lot of viewers, then that's why I think Ryan Garcia is gonna, be
Well,
somebody.
and so and me from the outside looking in on this whole situation, I really didn't keep up with it. Obviously, I mean, I'm an avid, I'm a real boxing fan. So to watch that, I get it. Hey, to some people to follow them and their fans, it's huge. It's like a main event. It's the big real deal, and no hate on you guys whatsoever. I'm not saying you guys aren't special or nothing. That's you. That's you think they're special. I personally don't know them like that, but I can say this could be the start of like them taking over the grasp of celebrity boxing. I mean, DAZN is very smart for doing this. You take two people that have a huge following and they have friends, obviously, so they can say, okay, well, look, we did X amount of money, we did X amount of buys. So guess what? We know two other YouTube stars that also want to box too as well. And then they can literally take this and run with it. It could be a celebrity boxing. I mean, celebrity boxing is still big. I mean, you got the bagel guy, right? He's huge on on Instagram and all over the media with this whole thing where he yells at people and he, people make fun of his size and stuff, and he's getting ready to do a celebrity boxing match. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of the bagel guy, but
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Later on after the show, I'm gonna send you the link to some of his stuff though, and he just gets extremely mad at people and starts throwing stuff and like trying to attack people. And he's like 4'10", I think, something like that. I don't know his whole size. But anyways, though, at first people thought it was real because the
right.
video he came out with, it looked real. It was in like a sandwich shop or something like that, and some guy attacked him or whatever, and then it went from there. But now everybody knows it's part of his skit. It is who he is. Like people take pictures with him, and then they pay him to get angry at something, and it's part of his thing. It's his character.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. I don't know, but yeah, I'll have to look into that. Or when you send it to me, I'll check it out, man. That
Okay.
sounds pretty cool. Speaking of bagels, that sounds pretty good. Anyways, I that's why I gotta go on a diet, man. Um, so also what I wanted to talk about today was the Tekashi 6ix9ine just out there doing all the snitching. And look, man, I'm not like some gangster, and I'm not out there in the streets or nothing like that. But I don't think you got to be Tupac to know that if you're going to participate in street activity, you just don't
Yes.
go to court and point all the
Correct.
fingers and make yourself the ET man.
Yes. They say, what's the old saying? You make the bed, you got to lay in it type of thing. You know what I'm saying? You buy the items for, for your house, man. You got to look at them every day. And, he unfortunately, he's in there telling, man, he's pointing fingers. He's taking everybody down. And you know what? Damn, I don't really know what to say about this one. I mean, what do you say? I'm not on no street, no street shit either. So I really
Well,
don't know.
honestly, I'll tell you what I think it is, man. It's this new day and age, the younger generation. They seen that they're able to get a ton of attention on social media, so they just went out of their way to portray that they're some kind of gangster because they seen that it's bringing them attention. But now that they're in an actual real life situation, they're like, oh damn. I need to chill out, right? But then they get put in that situation. They're like, they're taking these deals with the DEA and all that just so they can get out of the situation. But I'm pretty sure while
Man,
doing
here's the
all,
thing, he's not gonna get out of that situation. I mean, he surrounded himself with people that are well connected, and unless he goes in witness protection, there's no way he's gonna be able to walk around New York City just wherever he wants to go.
he's gonna have to remove all those face tats, man, and probably move to another
Everybody
country.
knows who he is. There's no way whatsoever he's not going to be able to go. He can't go anywhere. He toured all over the place. He went to all these cities, all these places. He's not going to be able to go anywhere without somebody recognizing him. And do you think they're going to trust him the minute he comes in? It's going to be more than a pat down. It's going to be a pat down, take off your shirt, take off, pause, take off your pants, take off your underwear, bend over,
Pause, man,
grade 'em.
pause.
Pause. I'm just saying that's probably what they're gonna do. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to
Hey,
know
man,
what somebody do.
I gotta say though, man, here's one thing I'm a little unsure about in this day and age, and I really do think that people from born from the 80s and the early 90s, I think those people were cut from a different cloth. I mean, hey man, if you're in 2000s baby, or a late 90s, let me know if I'm wrong, leave a comment and tell me if I'm wrong. But I do think that this day and age is a little different for this younger generation. Here's the messed up part. Yes, he's doing all the snitching and his rep and street rap is done. It is done. But here's the messed up part. He could probably come out and drop some records and still get a ton of buzz and get a lot of love because he was already a super controversial character to begin with. So if he comes out and he does controversial
Drop an
videos
album
again,
right now in witness protection, in
he's
jail,
probably
in
he's
solitary
probably he's probably
confinement.
got an
Drop
album.
an
He's
album
probably
in solitary confinement with 2 cockroaches and a microphone, and they could be the backup singer, and it would hit, and everybody would play it on SoundCloud and YouTube, and it would sell millions. You know why? Because people are gonna like his music. They're gonna bypass everything else. They're gonna look the other way. It does not matter. And it's probably a good thing to bring into our next subject with, people saying things and people just going about like, hey, it is what it is. And he said it, yeah, but I'm still a fan. I'm still going to support it. Probably going to the next topic with this.
What's that? Who's the next topic?
Oh, is it Dave Chappelle?
Dave? Is
Dave.
that you?
I
Dave.
think it is.
One of my favorite comedians of all time, man. I watched the new special. It's called Sticks and Stones, and it's probably called that because he's letting people know, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Because he says a lot of taboo topics in the new special, and in my opinion, it was very funny. There's a couple of things I don't agree with, but hey, let's face it, man. It's comedy, man. We do need to get back to the style of comedy where the comics aren't holding back because right now we live in a pussy ass society, and I think that it's kind of messing up good comedy.
Right.
Honestly.
Okay. So now devil's advocate to that, I feel like people will hide behind the comedy factor of it and say things that are not correct whatsoever and just say, well, I'm a comedian. It's okay.
Right.
And I feel like it's not there. Look, let's be honest. Everybody has kids, family members, all that type of stuff, right?
Right.
Somebody made a comment and said, well, if your kid was molested by this celebrity, it's okay. I mean, it's a celebrity. That's cool, right? No, it's not cool. It doesn't matter if that person's a celebrity. And so, I feel like, and because people were laughing about, like when Dave Chappelle said the whole thing about Michael Jackson
And Macaulay Culkin, yeah.
and Macaulay Culkin, I thought it was very, very disrespectful. And if, people can say what they want to say, like I said, this is my personal opinion. I don't think you should take a child who says that they were molested or a child who is involved with a story about molestation and say that that is okay because it's a celebrity involved and try to make a joke out of it. There's nothing funny about it. I didn't laugh 1 minute on that. I didn't find it funny. I really don't, because there's people's lives involved, and these kids' lives are going to be changed forever. We weren't there on that day. We don't know if it truly did happen. But
Right.
if it did truly happen, shame on Dave Chappelle for even making fun of this, because those kids are going to see this. People are going to talk about it. People are going to laugh about it. When they see those kids, they're going to be like laughing at them, thinking it was all part of the joke. It's nothing to joke about, because what if it did happen? Then that's horrible. And if it didn't happen, still don't joke about it, because you don't joke about rape. You don't joke about child molestation. You don't joke about none of it. There's nothing funny. It's a line that is crossed. It's a line that's there that should never be crossed. That's my personal opinion. I don't find it funny.
Right.
A million other things you could talk about. You just don't talk about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you, man. I mean, molestation and rape and all that, that is no joke. And, um, you know, it's not funny when you really think about it. But I think like kind of the point he was getting at in the special was that he did not believe these people that were claiming that Michael Jackson molested them. And I think that's why he kind of went in on it so
That's all he had
much.
to say, though.
Is
That's
that
all he had to say was literally, "Hey, I don't think they did it." But he went further and said, even if they did,
it's Michael Jackson. Yeah. I mean,
it's not right. We have to learn that, yes, all jokes aside, Dave Chappelle can really say what he wants up there, but there's certain topics that you just have to know, hey, I need to step away from this one, because this right here is going to really affect a lot of people who have been, abused by a lot of things. And I think he didn't do that. I think he went for it, and he used his platform to speak on things and hid behind the laughter of it all. And there was nothing funny about it. He didn't like when Comedy Central was asking him to dress as a woman. He didn't like that one bit. Matter of fact, he said they were trying to turn him that direction, to turn more and do more things where he was dressing in woman attire and doing more lady stuff. And he didn't
right.
like that. So it's okay for him not to like that and move to Africa and do all that, but it's okay for him to go ahead and dog on people that have said that they've been molested by a particular artist, and it's okay for him to laugh at that and go at that. But it's not okay for people to say, hey man, put on this dress and do some comedy. So comedy's not okay when they're asking him to dress as a woman, but comedy's okay when somebody else says that they've been molested by Michael Jackson.
Hey man, by the way, shout out to the people who are strong enough to get, over something as traumatic as molestation and things of that sort. I do want to let you all know that on here on the Buzzo Cuzzo, we don't support, anything of that matter. This is just all discussion, and we're just talking about the Dave Chappelle special.
Yes, correct.
Um,
We love, look, let's be honest. We love everybody. We don't have a hateful bone in our body. We love you no matter what race, religion, creed, whatever you believe in. You know what? Hey, you believe in that, man. That's awesome that you have something that you can grab onto and believe in it. But the minute that you take something and you go and you hurt people with it, or you go and attack people with it, then that's when I'm gonna have a problem with it. And unfortunately for this, it just rubbed me wrong, and I didn't get to finish the special. The minute he started doing that, I had to end it. I don't even know if the rest was funny. I'm sure the rest was funny, maybe whatever other topics he was talking about. But
and see, I think um that's a part of the other point that he was making in that special too. He was talking about cancel culture and how people are saying things that are getting them canceled in the culture, and I think he was kind of trying to combat that as well. And so that's why I think that he was kind of hitting people with a lot of taboo. And so I do understand him, getting that cancel culture in that matter though. um I forgot where I was going with this cancel culture. I don't remember where I was going with this. My bad.
it's good. This is real. This is what happens on
Yeah, all in
This is
all,
scripted, man. We don't have a teleprompter telling us what to say. We don't have somebody, queuing us in on the next topic or
oh, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that everybody has a choice on what to watch and what they could watch. You don't have to cancel somebody. Like, look, if you don't like something, you just turn it off. And the reason why I brought that up is because you said once you heard that joke about Michael Jackson and Macaulay Culkin and all of that stuff, you turned it off. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you got to do. Me, I love comedy and I love watching all kinds of different comics and all kinds of different comedy. I didn't turn it off. But for the people that did turn it off, that's their choice, and you got to respect that too. Now, everyone's going to have opinions, and there's going to be a lot of talk and controversy. And at the end of the day, that's what makes a comedy special, what it is. Like, it's going to cause controversy, and you're not going to agree with everything. So, I don't know. In my opinion, I thought the special was good. You didn't think it was good, though.
Right.
If you had to rate it on a 1 through 10, what would you rate it?
0.
Because of those jokes.
Because of those jokes. I just couldn't condone it 100%. Not at all. It gets a 0 for me. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, everybody has their own opinion, and, that's what it is. And from
granted, I only watched 10 minutes of it, or however long the whole thing lasted. So to everybody who wants to say, oh, you gave it a 0, you're hating. No, I'm not hating. I gave it literally 10 minutes and I had to stop watching it. It's personal preference. But you know what? If you guys enjoyed it, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if I liked it or not. I'm not here to give you guys a review on it and make you go out and download it and watch it. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not promoting it. I just didn't like it. So if me not liking it affects you, I'm sorry to say, man, then you got to really think about this. It's about your happiness. And if you liked it, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if I like it or not.
Hey, at the end of the day, aside from our opinions on the Dave Chappelle special, people in society these days just need to grow a pair and do what they love, watch what they like, listen to what they want to listen to, and do what you want to do for work. And that's facts, man. Right?
Yeah, it's facts. 100%. I agree.
And, speak up and say the things that are on your mind. As long as you're saying the things that's on your mind and what you truly believe, and you say things with conviction, people will love that about you, and people will appreciate you being real. And I think that's my jewel for this episode.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Well, I'm starving.
Hey, man, I do want to let you all know that we're loving the Buzzo Cuzzo, and this is our 3rd episode. I'm going to separate this episode into the different topics. So if you like one of the topics better than others or want to share it, you will have the availability to do that. But he was putting off dinner so that he could record this episode, and I came home from work just so I could record this episode. So if you all appreciate what we're doing and you like these videos, I know this is brand new, but make sure you subscribe, press like, and make sure you chime in the comments, man, because we will get back to you. Follow us on Instagram, the Buzzo Cuzzo, and also Spotify. We're on Spotify. We're putting these episodes on Spotify. So
yes, listen, please.
Well, do you got anything else to say, Mr. Joey?
No, I think we're good, man. I just want to thank everybody. We appreciate it. This is fun. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We're here. We're ready. We can only grab so many things because both of us do work. So we have a limited amount of time. So the more information you guys could gather for us and tell us what you want us to talk about, we're going to do it for you. And we'll try to research the best that we can when we have that time. And hopefully we could turn this into, well, I wouldn't say hopefully. I'm going to try to pick a word from my cousin. He always says, don't ever say hope for or maybe.
Never.
We're going to do it. We are going to make this a full-time gig.
100%. You gotta put, I'm gonna end this episode on this jewel here. You gotta speak things into existence and put good energy into the universe. If there's a goal you want to accomplish, just do it. Don't say, maybe I'll do it. Hopefully I can do it. We're going to do this. So the Buzzo Cuzzo, right now, I'm envisioning in a year from now, we're going to have 100,000 subscribers.
Yes. Okay. I like it. Let's hit 100 first. I want to hit the 100.
Let's hit 10 first. Let's hit 10.
Let's hit 10. Can we get 10? Please.
Hey, I tell you what, if we get 10 subscribers by the end of this week, Joey will run down the street with his cheeks out.
On my face, these cheeks, no other cheeks, man. I don't have no cheeks.
All right, y'all. On that note, if we're talking about cheeks, it's time for us to end this.
I think we have to cut this part out. Damn it.
No. We're not cutting this out, man. We're
right.
cheeking it. We're cheeking it. Don't get cheeky this weeky.
All right, man. I'm out.